Let's go back on the record with Tyrone Grayson. Mr. Morgan, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Stephen Morgan on behalf of the City of Detroit.
We have a situation here where Mr. Tyrone Grayson has a jury trial set for tomorrow. What I wanted to go over with the court, now this is Grayson Bay, let me get that correct. Mr. Grayson Bay, I did receive the documentations that you had. He has a table of contents here. He has a declaration of nationality legal notice, declaration of nationality, name correction, proclamation, public and publication, judicial notice and proclamation to all elected United States Republic office and public servant of federal, state, city, and municipal governments, personnel, and corporate entities concerning the Constitution and all statutory and civil law codes of the land, know all men, etc., know all men be these present. I, Grayson Bay, being duly affirmed, standing squarely, declare and proclaim upon divine law, naturals law, universal law, Moorish birthrights international law, and constitutional law, declare and say, I being previously identified by the Union States Society of North America USA under the colorable warship name.
The moment this hearing starts, you can already tell it's going to be a ride. The prosecutor calmly announces his name, but the chaos begins when Mr. Grayson, or as he later calls himself, Grayson Bay, takes the spotlight. He brings out a mountain of paperwork, like he's unveiling sacred scrolls from another dimension. Every document sounds more bizarre than the last. Declaration of nationality, divine law proclamation, and something about Moorish birthrights. The man sounds like he just graduated from YouTube University's School of Legal Illusions. The judge listens politely, but his face says it all. He's trying to figure out if this is a legal proceeding or a spoken word poetry contest. The courtroom transforms into an arena of confusion, where logic goes to die, and delusion takes the mic.
Refute the fraud, semicolon. Make public and publish my corrected national name, declare and affirm my true proper person status, and reclaim my rightful social and cultural life of the state, semicolon. In accord with my ancestral Moorish nation of Northwest and a Maxims, North America, acknowledging my birthrights, period. Having lawfully and legally obtained and proclaimed my nationality and birthright name and title, semicolon, I strike that, in harmony with, in association with, and in accord with divine law, the customs and the laws, period, rules and usages of the Zodiac Constitution, semicolon, being Aboriginal and indigenous and bound to the North American continent by heritage, by primogeniture, by birthright, by natural birth.
When Grayson starts reading his so-called proclamation, it's like watching a man cast spells from a medieval law book. Every line is a mix of random legal terms glued together by sheer confidence. He talks about universal law, constitutional law, and even something called Moorish birthrights, like he's unlocking cheat codes in a video game. The funniest part? He proudly declares that he was once identified under the colorable warship name Tyrone Grayson. The man literally called himself a warship, as if his traffic ticket is now an act of naval warfare. The judge is probably wondering if he should call security or a translator fluent in sovereign gibberish. It's pure theatrical nonsense, delivered with the calm of a man who truly believes he's discovered secret world law.
Cognomen and fictitious misnomer back to the colonial processors of its pedigree, period. I am not rightfully declaring, publishing, and proclaiming my own free national name, affirming my actual, rightful, and civil in full life status, conjoined to my Moorish American consanguine pedigree and national honor, semicolon. Let it be declared, known, published, and resolved that I am Grayson Bay in proper persona sui juris, being in my own proper person by birthright, semicolon. I am Moorish. I'm not going to continue to read the rest of that.
Thank you, Your Honor. Well said, though. Thank you.
I just don't have a clue of what's going on with this.
Just a declaration of my nationality, Your Honor. Thank you, though. Well said, though.
Okay, so, and how? What am I supposed to take of this? You know, are you saying you're not American?
I'm Moorish American from the land of Exuma, Turtle Island. The issue is the corporation of United States, and that's the issue. And I'm under a natural.
The deeper he reads, the stranger it gets. He starts mixing historical pride with fantasy geography, claiming he's bound to North America by divine right, freehold, and inheritance. At this point, he sounds like a rejected character from a history-based video game who forgot his script halfway. Each sentence feels like a word salad with extra dressing, complex, meaningless, and sprinkled with semicolons, he actually says out loud. The judge tries to keep a straight face, but you can feel the second-hand confusion filling the room. It's a masterclass in how confidence can't compensate for nonsense. Grayson might think he's making a constitutional stand, but it's really just an improvised monologue of myth and misunderstanding.
Who was this? Because I mean, I'm prepared to rule on some of this without even a jury trial. The only matter that I was really is the false name issue, which is what probably I'll let a jury decide on that, because this other stuff, that's why I had you on. There was an opportunity. These were things that were filed, that he had filed, and I don't know if you've read them or had a response, or I know you probably haven't, but your office. It says, notice to all law enforcement, nationals or citizens are not required to show identification to a police officer. So what I'm going to do, he cited a Supreme Court case, Collender versus Lawson, 461 U.S. 352, 1983. And it says, in which the United States Supreme Court ruled that a police officer could not arrest a citizen merely for refusing to present identification. Now, I'm not even going, did you get arrested, Mr. Gray?
When he declares he's returning to the European fictitious misnomer, the courtroom probably entered another plane of reality. He's now claiming to hand back his colonial name to the processors of its pedigree, whatever that means. He speaks like a prophet on a courtroom pilgrimage, but all he's doing is digging himself deeper into absurdity. It's as if he thinks renouncing his name will delete his parking ticket from existence. Meanwhile, the judge looks torn between disbelief and fatigue, as if silently praying for a divine mute button. Grayson finishes with so many grand words that mean absolutely nothing, turning legal English into philosophical soup. It's tragic, comedic, and baffling, all at once.
How is this even pertinent here?
And under my jurisdiction, that's an arrest.
But we're not under your jurisdiction.
Once he touched my vehicle, it was a violation.
Well, listen. I don't recognize your jurisdiction in this court. I recognize the state of Michigan ordinances and laws and the Michigan court rules. So I'm going to conclude that this based on this document that you've given me, this would be your lead case. That I'm not going to consider that necessarily an arrest. You weren't taken into custody, were you?
Finally, the judge politely cuts him off, probably to save both their sanity. The judge thanks him, a line that sounds more like, "Thank you, please stop." Grayson insists it's just a declaration of nationality, trying to make it sound official. The judge, clearly at his limit, asks if he's saying he's not an American. That's when the real fun begins. Grayson announces proudly, "I'm Moorish American from the land of Turtle Island." It's a phrase so random it could be a children's story title. He claims he's under natural law now, no longer bound by human courts. The judge's patience at this point deserves a medal. He's dealing with a man who thinks reality is optional and law is a suggestion.
I don't have anything. If that's your authority that I just read as far as your Moorish nation, I don't understand that.
Your Honor, also I'm not asking for a jury trial. I'm asking for you to make this decision. I'm asking for you.
But I told you that I'm not going to waive your jury trial rights. You're going to let
I don't want a jury trial. I want you. I trust you.
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I trust
sir.
you. I think you can make a firm decision and what's going on here. I'm pretty sure you see.
I'm going to make a decision right now on this stuff right now on most of it. All I told you I'm going to do is the failure to ID.
Oh, shoot. I don't want this to hang up now.
The failure, false info and ID. I'm not going to make a decision on that. I'm going to let a jury make the decision on that.
I'm not really getting an understanding. I mean, I don't think you can even find 12 Moorish people to even judge me with my peers. I mean, I'm not even going to consent to that. So I don't understand.
Well, how are you going to let me? Why do you want me to do it? I'm not Moorish.
Well, then you need to file a motion to dismiss this case.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
You got to file those motions on your own.
I'm telling you verbally right now. I'm filing a motion to dismiss this case.
Okay, I'm going to dismiss. I'm not going to grant the motion.
Take it to the next level.
Motion
I'm not paying. That's just it. I'm Morris American, man. I'm Morris American. Okay?
I'm not gonna go back.
That's my birthright.
Listen, I understand that. Listen, right. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm not disputing.
Right. I don't even think the prosecutor even wanted to attempt to even battle this. And it's not even against you, Judge. I understand your situation. You wants to be the ref. You can be the referee in this, but I don't think the prosecutor even want to go through this.
All right.
Motion to dismiss, Your Honor.
I'm not gonna grant it.
Okay. Well, do what you do,
Mr. Morgan, go ahead and speak with Ms. Tucker and Mr. Greer. All right,
thank you. Ms. Tucker
keeps repeating himself like a broken philosophy podcast. He talks about natural law, sovereignty, and freedom, but all he's doing is circling the drain of confusion. The judge, to his credit, tries to meet him halfway, acknowledging his fancy pronunciation, while secretly wondering what planet this case is from. The exchange feels surreal, like a motivational seminar gone wrong. Grayson proudly announces that the court has no jurisdiction over him, yet somehow keeps showing up to argue in front of it. The irony is delicious. He's like a man refusing to acknowledge gravity while falling down the stairs. His legal logic is a spiritual adventure with no map.
Yourself.
I'm going to deny it.
Okay.
You can put it in writing, I'll deny it. So let's continue on with this notice to all law enforcement that the Supreme Court case was cited, and I haven't read that case yet, but I'll look it up. There is no such thing as failure to identify. You can sue the police for an illegal arrest and resist arrest with impunity. Okay. So he cited some cases here, State versus Robinson. Looks like a Maryland case. um, State versus Mobley in those North Carolina case, State versus Adams versus State Georgia case, and I guess you're saying on those cases that the person did not have to. You can sue the police, that they sued the police and successfully sued the police for their a wrongful arrest and resistant arrest. Personally,
Your Honor, excuse me. I also have Thompson versus Smith, the right to travel.
well, that's on the next. I'm going under the failure to identify heading there.
Oh, okay.
That's under the next heading. So the next heading is personal liberty, the right or power of locomotion, of changing one's situation, or moving one's person to whatsoever place one's own inclination may direct without imprisonment or restraint, unless by due course of law. Unless by due course of law. Now I don't know where you got this. If this is a law, you didn't cite anything from that.
It goes on into Thompson versus Smith, the right of a citizen to travel.
Okay, the right of a citizen to travel upon a public highways and to transport one's property thereon, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which she has under the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
And again,
I believe I've read
Murlock versus.
Hold on, wait. Let's deal with this one right quick. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay. No problem.
What are you saying? What do you believe this case says?
Are you referring to me, Your Honor?
Yes.
It says what it says. I'm just waiting on your decision.
The judge then calmly explains that the trial is set for tomorrow, but Grayson wants everything decided now. He says he doesn't even need a jury. He trusts the judge to rule for him. That's when the judge, in the politest possible way, tells him no. The law doesn't bend for pseudo-legal fantasy. The courtroom becomes a slow-motion clash between reason and delusion. The judge stands firm on facts and procedure, while Grayson keeps waving his nationality like a magic shield. It's fascinating to watch someone argue passionately about laws that exist only in their imagination. The judge knows he's not debating a defendant. He's babysitting a conspiracy.
They gotta have respect for that nationality, and that's all I'm here to prove. My nationality and my birthright. All that other color stuff and colorism calling me black, I'm not permitting that. I'm sorry. You're not gonna pull me over because I'm driving around black. That is real. DWB is real. But when you turn around and have a nationality, that's where it stops. He probably shouldn't have brought me to you, and that's the issue. We should be holding him accountable for his actions, not you or the prosecutor. I'm pretty sure the prosecutor don't even want to battle this. But I'm going to stand on my birthright and my nationality. That's my right. That's my common law. I'm very passionate about it, Your Honor, as you can see. So if I seem a little upset, or if I get a little, mischief at you, I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But my birthright will stand. I don't want to be a United States citizen no more. I'm not subject to United States no more. I'm tired of paying taxes. I can't even afford the insurance. My birthright is all I'm standing on. That's all I have, Your Honor. All due respect. I'm Morris American. I'm indigenous to this land. Nobody dragged me from Africa. This is my land. And you're going to respect me when you see that flag. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go back to what you filed here. Thomas versus Smith, 154 Southeast 579. I think you need to read that in its entirety, because this is one of the cases that I've seen before that has been filed, and it appears to the court that it's saying exactly the opposite of what you believe it's saying. it is saying that the city can revoke your license. You don't have.
The case reaches peak comedy when Grayson insists a police officer touching his car counts as an arrest. The judge, trying to hold back laughter, explains that's not how arrests work. But Grayson doubles down, claiming that under his jurisdiction, it is. The room collectively facepalms. This is the sovereign citizen paradox in full bloom. They create their own imaginary laws, then complain when nobody else follows them. He even quotes an actual Supreme Court case, Calendar vs. Lawson, but clearly has no idea what it means. It's like watching someone use Google Law to challenge the Constitution. The result? Confusion with confidence. His trademark move.
And I can't.
No, I don't know what you mean by charging on the dead. I'm going by. Wait a minute. Here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna talk. You're gonna listen. I'll let you talk.
Yeah.
I'll let you talk. I'll listen.
Let's get it. You right.
You filed this.
That's right. You get it.
You cited this case law. Okay, so you're saying, and I'm giving you the benefit of going over this stuff.
Thank you.
This is another case that I'm gonna that you cited, that I am going to tell you that it's actually Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham. This is the court actually takes offense to you filing this.
It's a court case.
I do.
It's a court case. How will you be offensive?
I'm taking offense to you filing this and using this in your filing as a reason for you not to have a driver's license. And I don't know if you've read this case or not. It doesn't seem and appear that you've read any of these cases thoroughly, because I've gone through each one of these cases at different times, and if each of them say exactly the opposite of what you appear that it says. And the Shuttlesworth case goes back to a time in history where we're still dealing with, where Reverend Shuttlesworth was a reverend in Birmingham, Alabama. And you're citing this case to saying that Shuttlesworth was saying that he can drive without a valid driver's license.
Definitely travel.
That analogy to this case, and it's saying nothing of that sort. And I wish you would take time and read to what this case is saying, because I don't even think you, as a Moorish American, would I think you would retract this case law right here from what you've filed. You're using the people in the civil rights era who are trying to fight for their rights to march or down a public street. That's what this case was about. He's taken his congregation down a public street. He walked them on the sidewalk. He did not interfere with any traffic, and he crossed the street not against the lights or anything, and they still arrested Mr. Shuttlesworth for not having a license to congregate.
By now, the judge is done pretending this makes sense. He tries to steer the case back to reality, but Grayson refuses to let go of his fantasy kingdom. The man demands the case be dismissed verbally, as if words alone can erase legal process. When the judge calmly denies it, Grayson replies, "Do what you do, man," like it's a rap battle instead of a courtroom. You can almost hear the collective sigh from the prosecutor's table. It's no longer about law. It's about patience, professionalism, and surviving the storm of sovereign absurdity. The judge wins just by keeping his cool. Next.
And as what I'm going to do is I'm going to rule on the cases ahead of trial. For the refusal to exhibit driver's license, I'm going to find you guilty of that. For the refusal of for having no insurance and no proof, I'm going to find you responsible. I'm going to find you responsible for an expired plate. We'll go to trial on the seatbelt, on a formal hearing on the seatbelt issue tomorrow, and the false ID tomorrow. All right, that's going to be the ruling of the court. if there's nothing further, Mr.
Yeah, there is, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Can you send that information in writing? You have
It's
the
gonna
address.
be on the
you can send that
ROA.
to?
And you can get a transcript made up by the court, all right?
Okay.
What time you gotta be?
What time is court tomorrow?
It's gonna be, come on at 8:30.
Okay, you going to do this again? Because no jury trial.
It's
Just
gonna be
you.
a jury trial, all right?
I want a jury trial.
But you don't make the rules. This
But tomorrow,
is my courtroom.
tomorrow I'm
This is my
gonna.
In the final moments, Grayson declares himself not tamed and Moorish American, as if shouting it makes it legally binding. He keeps insisting on his birthright while the judge wraps things up with quiet authority. It's poetic justice in motion, reason calmly triumphing over delusion. The judge refuses every baseless motion, remains respectful, and moves on. Grayson, though, leaves convinced he's made history instead of headlines for chaos. This isn't just a courtroom hearing. It's a modern theater of misplaced pride and YouTube education. In the end, one side has law, order, and structure. The other has confidence, confusion, and a flag no one else can see.